This weekend is history. We are live, man. It's AEW All Out Weekends. And I'll be in Chicago tomorrow morning, man. Rampage tonight was the all-out go-home show. On the flip side, SmackDown gave us Roman Reigns versus Finn Balor for the Universal Championship, with a big tease of the Demon Finn Balor making his return to conquer the Tribal Chief. Toni Storm has been found, but she must have been looking for catering. And WWE is setting up next week's SmackDown at Madison Square Garden to be one hell of a show, man. We're going to go over it all. We're going to talk about this weekend. We're going to talk SmackDown. We're going to talk AEW. And I got your news and rumors coming up right here on the only post show you need in the IWC on your Friday night. This is your SmackDown and Rampage post show right here on Off the Script. What is going on, guys? Thank you so very much for joining me right here on Off the Script. This is your AEW Rampage and Friday Night SmackDown post show for September 3rd, 2021. I am JD from New York, and this is the OTS venue. Thank you guys so very much for joining me on your Friday night, man. We got a lot to go over tonight. I am thoroughly exhausted, number one. Number two, I'm glad we got some decent in-ring action tonight that was really spearheaded by Roman Reigns and Finn Balor, man. What a great match they put on tonight on SmackDown. And we got a tease of the Demon Balor making his return to the main roster for the first time in several years. Don't know what that means for WWE, for Finn Balor, but what I do know is people are getting excited for absolutely no reason. And you should not be excited because WWE is only bringing back the Demon for one reason and one reason only, and that is to feed Roman Reigns. So Roman Reigns is the priority. Demon Balor is not. We got a great show tonight on Rampage. On the flip side, we got a really good main event. I'm starting to really get behind Daniel Garcia. I didn't really get what people were talking about, but man, the kid can wrestle. I'll say that. And Darby Allin, he's always been great. Like Jesse said on Wednesday night, we talk about Darby Allin all the time, man. I don't think the guy is really capable of having a bad match. I mean, the guy fucking kills himself, but everything that he does is, it just matters. You know, Darby, he just puts everything into it, and it it resonates with the people watching. You care about what he does because he gives a shit legitimately about what he's doing. And I thought that was a great main event. Really nice hype for CM Punk and Darby Allin on Sunday. CM Punk's making his in-ring return after 7.5 years. The world will be watching, and the microscope will be zoomed in on everything CM Punk does on Sunday night. He was also on commentary tonight for the match with Daniel Garcia and Darby Allin. But what I loved most about Rampage is the former Aleister Black, Malakai Black in AEW, man. How fucking awesome is Malakai Black, man? Everything he did tonight, I legitimately put my phone down for the 15 minutes that he was in the ring with Lee Johnson. I put my phone down, and watching this guy work, all I'm thinking about is how the fuck did Vince McMahon not make money in Tommy End, Aleister Black? How did the Aleister Black character it failed because there was no interest in management to push him at a high level. They didn't know what to do with him. And this is the same Vince McMahon that gave us The Undertaker. The greatest character in all of professional wrestling history is The Undertaker. And this guy couldn't do anything with Malakai Black. The storytelling that is going on right now with Malakai and what he's doing to Cody Rhodes and the Nightmare family, it is damn near perfect. And I don't throw that word around a lot in regards to anything pro wrestling because pro wrestling is never perfect. But what Malakai Black has done and what Tony Khan has done with the presentation and the feel and the entire character that is Malakai Black, it's been absolutely fucking brilliant. Brilliant. Nothing has gone wrong yet. And we'll talk about what is probably going to lead to an eventual rematch with Cody Rhodes and why Cody Rhodes doesn't need to win. Why Cody Rhodes and Malakai Black should not result in a win for Cody Rhodes. Not because of any other reason, but Cody Rhodes doesn't need it. And I don't want Jesse to have a heart attack on Wednesday night talking about Cody Rhodes burying another talent or holding back another talent. But we got a really good night of professional wrestling tonight, man. I'm very excited about SmackDown next week, believe it or not. I don't believe those words actually came out of my mouth. They're setting up that Madison Square Garden show in New York City next Friday to be a major, major, major deal. The return of Brock Lesnar on Friday night. That should make Fox very happy. He is going to be there to confront, I believe, Paul Heyman, as he had called Paul Heyman tonight on SmackDown. And we'll be getting that match with Roman Reigns at the Saudi show on October 21. And that will be for the Universal Championship. But we got a lot to go over. I got your SmackDown news and rumors as well, ladies and gentlemen. So strap yourselves in, grab a cold beverage. I got mine. Shout out to Jesse for actually running into a Liquid Death representative last night. He went to go watch Max Caster live in concert. And he ran into, coincidentally, out of nowhere, a Liquid Death representative when he was mingling about. And the representative actually reached out to me today via email, and we're going to be talking after the Labor Day holiday. So finally, I've been drinking this shit on the podcast for months now, man. I love it. It's my favorite cold beverage on the post shows. And we may actually finally get sponsored by Liquid Death. It's a good day. It's a good day. And it's going to be a good day, man, because I'll be in Chicago tomorrow morning. I'm flying out early. I'll be up at 8:30. We're flying out of LaGuardia, I believe. I believe it's LaGuardia. And we'll be landing around noonish in Chicago. I can't wait. It's going to be a great weekend. Don't know what I'm doing, but I will be meeting with Jesse. We got the Airbnb. It's going to be awesome. And the best part about tomorrow is that we'll be meeting you. If you guys want to meet me and Jesse, we'll be at the Granite City Brewery. That is in Schaumburg. And it's 5 minutes, a 5-minute drive from the AEW Fan Fest that will be happening all weekend. I'm calling this a VIP meetup. I don't like the term meet and greet because who the fuck am I? Who are you meeting and who am I greeting? This is a VIP meetup because without you guys, without you VIPs, I would not be here. So I owe everything to you guys. It's going to be great. There's a great beer menu. There is going to be awesome food. And I owe Issa several drinks because the Yankees swept the Braves last week. And fuck me. So she'll probably drink me under the table about 5 times over. So good luck to my bank account tomorrow afternoon when we do the meet and greet. But we'll be doing it at the Granite City Brewery. And it's going to be happening after the Fan Fest. And I want you guys to come on out, man. Saturday, 8 p.m. It's going to be awesome. We'll be going into the wee hours of the morning as long as I can stay awake. So that's 8 p.m. And that's at the Granite City Brewery in Schaumburg. Come on out. Bring your family. Bring your friends. Hang out. It's going to be awesome. And hopefully Jesse gets DDT'd by Lee Johnson. Will Lee Johnson be there? I don't know. Maybe I should hit him up. What about Thunder Rosa? Thunder Rosa was riding around in a fire truck in the suburbs of Chicago today via her Twitter account. Maybe we should have Thunder Rosa bring the whole fire squad and hose Jesse down because he's a fucking animal. I don't know. I just hope that somebody shows up and gives this guy what he deserves because he's been shitting on Lee Johnson for weeks now. You gotta get what's coming to you, bro. You gotta get what's coming to you. Anyway, I love Jesse. Can't wait to see him tomorrow. It's gonna be great to see him and everybody. Again, guys, Granite City Brewery, that is in Schaumburg, 8 p.m. tomorrow night. Come and hang out with the Off the Script family. Follow me on social media, at JD from NY206. That's Twitter and Instagram. Like I said last week, we are now verified. We're one of the cool kids on the block on Twitter. I'm now, I guess, legit on social media, which is great. I wield some type of power and responsibility when I tweet somebody and they see a check mark. Who's this asshole? Oh, he's that loudmouth from New York who always shits on the WWE product. Go fuck yourself. But I wield some sort of weird power when I tweet now, so it feels good. Feels good. I feel somewhat important now. But I couldn't be there without you guys, so follow me on Twitter, man. That's where all the festivities will be happening this weekend. You want to keep up to date on the channel, on the post shows, and everything that's going on. Twitter is the place, at JD from NY206. Also on Instagram, same at JD from NY206. Hit that subscribe button down below. Turn on the bell for notifications. Hit that thumbs up. Let's try for 1,000 on the post show live tonight. Make sure you guys go check out all the other videos that you might have missed on the channel. Very, very light week because I'll be doing a lot of work in Chicago. But we got Monday Night Raw, AEW Dynamite. Tonight we're live for SmackDown and Rampage. And Off the Script is already recorded as of this afternoon. 2.5 hours of great content. And man, oh man, I break it down about the NXT death that is Vince McMahon and Bruce Pritchard taking over on Tuesday nights. I will be covering no more NXT. Maybe that first show just to see the fucking dumpster fire that it is. And they actually teased something about NXT tonight. If you guys saw the commercial that they aired during SmackDown, I may cover the show on Tuesday night just for the simple fact that I know Bruce Pritchard and Vince McMahon will fail, utterly fail, in their rebranding of NXT. And I want to watch everything as it burns to the fucking ground because I love when I'm right. I love when I am right. It brings me great joy to know that everybody was wrong and I stand there with my fucking sunglasses on right again. NXT is dead. It will never be the same again. No matter who or what is said or who's saying what about NXT, they are finished. Can't wait to see what September 14th brings us in regards to that. Today's show is sponsored by Blue Chew. BlueChew.com. It's fall season, guys. It's getting to that part of the year. It's fall season, and everybody needs a stiff breeze, if you get my drift. Blue Chew. BlueChew.com. Use code JD at checkout for your absolutely 100% free sample. BlueChew.com. Use code JD. All you guys have to do is pay the shipping and handling. It'll be right in your mailbox. BlueChew.com. We'll talk about my good friends over at Blue Chew in just a little bit. We got a couple of news articles here, folks, before we get into SmackDown. We're going to start with SmackDown because I thought SmackDown was the More important show, I would say. I wouldn't necessarily say better, but I mean, we had a Universal Championship match on the show that had implications going into the pay-per-view, so we're going to talk about that first. But I do have some lingering news and rumors that I want to go over. First, let's start off with Sasha Banks. Where's the boss? I don't know, but Banks obviously did not show up at SummerSlam. She did not wrestle Bianca Belair. She's been out for several weeks. Nobody knows why. None of our business. Who gives a shit as long as she's all right? But I do get an update on Sasha Banks. Now, Banks alongside Bianca Belair, let's backtrack a little bit, missed 2 house shows earlier in the month in Charlotte, North Carolina and Columbia, South Carolina. And this was due to, quote-unquote, unforeseen circumstances. She was supposed to challenge Belair for the SmackDown Women's title at SummerSlam, but didn't work the show, even though the company was still advertising it up to Belair was in the ring, which was WWE's fault. They fucked up royally. This obviously led to the return of Becky Lynchburg. That is her new name. I will not be calling her by her regular name, Becky Lynch or Rebecca Quinn. She is Becky Lynchburg because she is as bad as Bill Goldberg. Banks also did not appear on the SummerSlam Go Home show and the post-show editions of SmackDown. Now, PW Insider is reporting that the former SmackDown Women's Champion, a.k.a. The Boss, was not backstage at last Friday's SmackDown. They were told unless there is a last-minute change, she will not be returning at all, especially going into the Extreme Rules pay-per-view. Now, the reports did note that there is hope that Sasha Banks is back, and if she does come back, it will be next week at the September 10th edition of SmackDown that is emanating from Madison Square Garden in New York City. Now, clearly nothing is known. If Sasha comes back, you and I will not know. All you will know is when she's back that she'll be going right after Bianca Belair and thrusting herself into this storyline because that's the match that we were supposed to get, and that's the match I would rather see compared to Becky Lynch and Bianca Belair. If Sasha Banks does not come back, I don't see her back before the Extreme Rules pay-per-view. So I don't know what's going on, but AEW is suffering with the same thing in regards to Pac. Pac was supposed to wrestle Andrade El Idolo on Sunday night at All Out, probably the most anticipated match that was on the card for myself. That was moved to next week, Friday, on AEW Rampage, which is going to be an absolute fucking barn burner. Hopefully they get enough time to do what they got to do. But the situation, Meltzer was saying that it was very similar to the Pac situation. They cited travel issues in regards to Pac not making All Out, but I think travel issues are COVID issues. Travel issues are COVID issues, but I do think that the travel issues are COVID. That's just my personal speculation on that. Did Sasha Banks have COVID? Nobody knows. Did she come in contact with somebody who had COVID but suffered no symptoms? Possibly. Nobody knows. I don't know what's going on with Sasha, but it probably is COVID related, and they're taking their time. Sasha Banks is one of WWE's biggest stars. They don't want to risk anything. Hopefully she did not have any complications from any symptoms of COVID. So it is what it is. When she's back, she's back. The women's division isn't doing much of anything anyway, with or without her. So there's absolutely no rush to bring Sasha Banks back to WWE television. I don't really get the Becky Lynch love. I think Becky Lynch is actually making shit worse, in my honest opinion. Believe it or not, she's been back for 3 fucking weeks. I can't stand the woman. I can't. I think she's awful. Whatever happened to Becky Lynch on, I guess the last run that she was on was brilliant. She was great. She was likable. She was genuine. This version of Becky Lynch, I can't stand her. And a lot has to do with the way she's beaten Bianca Belair at SummerSlam. 26 seconds. Becky Lynchburg. It's exactly what she is. So we will see Sasha Banks maybe next week. If not, I would not expect her back before the Extreme Rules pay-per-view. Mr. Matt Riddle, bro. Matt Riddle, half of the tag team champions on Monday Night Raw with Randy Orton. Last week, I believe it was with Bleacher Report, he had a shoot interview, per se, I believe he was in character, but some of it might have been legit truth. He had a shoot interview, quote unquote, on Roman Reigns. And he spoke about Roman Reigns and Roman Reigns' comments about how SummerSlam broke all these records. And Roman Reigns said that he was the reason and the pivotal part of SummerSlam breaking all these WWE records in Las Vegas. Matt Riddle took offense to that. Matt Riddle said that Roman Reigns was not the only part of the show, that him and Randy Orton are stallions and all this other shit that he was talking about. So I went on and talked about this last week, and I said it's a breath of fresh air to see Matt Riddle come out and have absolutely no fucking regrets about anything he says. He's a true stallion because he doesn't give a shit. It is refreshing to see that these guys go out and conduct interviews and they're not fucking androids. They don't speak in a very monotone voice. They don't speak like Charlotte Flair. They don't give the company fucking issued response all the time. WWE is my home. Roman Reigns, he's a great man and a locker room leader. I don't want to hear that. Matt Riddle came out and said, you know what, Roman, go fuck yourself. You're not a needle mover. Me and Randy are the needle movers. I appreciated that, but there's a follow-up to this story, folks. It ain't good. Matt Riddle has backstage heat with WWE management over his comments in regards to Roman Reigns. Dave Meltzer noted this week in the Wrestling Observer that Riddle ruffled some feathers with some people in WWE for saying what he did. Riddle made it clear that he doesn't think Reigns moves the needle, and the reason Reigns is a top star is because he's related to Dwayne Johnson. So Matt Riddle also thinks that he could beat Roman Reigns up in a real fight. Now, I do believe that Matt Riddle can beat Roman Reigns up in a real fight. I would not want to fuck with Matt Riddle at all. There's not many people on that roster that could take Matt Riddle in a real fight, in my genuine and honest opinion. Maybe Bobby Lashley, maybe a Brock Lesnar. But outside that, those WWE guys, none of them are taking Matt Riddle down, man. None of them. So he ruffled some feathers. Meltzer reported in the latest edition of the Observer that there was a lot of heat in certain circles on Riddle for comments on Bleacher Report on Reigns. Meltzer pointed out how this is not storyline related. They will not be feuding as they are on different brands, and a match can't be booked right now if it was part of a storyline. However, WWE does hold its next draft next month, so it's possible they can go back to this if they wanted to book a feud in the future. And that's exactly what I said. Exactly what I said last week. Is some of it true? Is some of it Matt Riddle being bro and not really realizing what he's saying? Probably. I mean, that's who Matt Riddle is. What you see on TV is exactly how Matt Riddle is, I'm sure. Not as goofy, but he's goofy. He's silly. He's bro. You know, he likes to smoke. He likes to smoke marijuana. So it is what it is. But I do think that WWE is planting seeds very subtly about Matt Riddle maybe moving over to SmackDown after he gets done with Randy Orton, of course, and then going on to be a contender for Roman Reigns. Because he's in dire need of baby faces, and Matt Riddle seemingly is getting more popular week after week after week, especially with this RK Bro thing with Randy Orton. And when he beats Randy Orton, he should absolutely be in title contention on whatever show he's on. That's just the way it is. That's the whole point of this storyline. Tag team champions now break up with Randy Orton after he does him dirty and beat Randy Orton. Become a top contender. Break through that glass ceiling. Maybe Roman Reigns and Riddle does happen next year. He's going to need babyface opponents. There are none. He's beaten everybody. He's going to need people on the way to Rock. He's going to need people well after The Rock. Maybe Matt Riddle is the guy to beat Roman Reigns. Who knows? They're going to need a big babyface if Matt Riddle continues on the road that he's on right now and he continues to gain momentum. He could absolutely be that guy. I don't know. I wouldn't be opposed to that. Everybody loves Matt Riddle. How can you not love Matt Riddle? So we'll see what happens there. But right now, there's rumors of him having backstage heat. I don't know how much of that is legit because he was on Monday Night Raw and he got the pinfall victory on Monday night by pinning MVP in the main event as he and Orton battled MVP and Bobby Lashley. So I don't know how true that is. If there was backstage heat, he would have been buried. They definitely would have buried him on Monday night. We will see what happens. But Meltzer did add that it's very much considered a negative by many, with the basic theme that Riddle is incredibly talented, more so than he gets credit for, but he's not very astute politically in the WWE jungle. Maybe he is. Maybe he just doesn't give a shit, which would make me like him a whole lot more than I do now. So we'll see what happens. But maybe WWE is setting Matt Riddle and Roman Reigns up for a future program. Who knows? But we will see what happens there. We're going to get into the SmackDown show first, guys. Let me check the chat. We got 2,100 live in the venue. Thank you very much. I know some of you are probably in Chicago. I know some of you are probably leaving Rampage as we speak, hitting traffic back to the hotels or the Airbnbs, wherever you guys are. Maybe some of you don't even give a shit about this and you're saving all your energy for Sunday night for All Out. But I appreciate you joining me on your Friday night here for this dual Super Show review. Super Chats are open. Get them on in. I will give you guys the word when last call is about to take place. So make sure you guys get them on in. We'll be taking them all show, and we'll hang out with some Liquid Death, my favorite cold beverage, and we'll go over the Super Chats at the end of the show. And make sure you guys hit that thumbs up. We got 583 in the chat. We got 2,100 in the venue. I need to see at least 1,000 thumbs up on the live stream right now, so make sure you guys go and do that for me. SmackDown. SmackDown opened up with the tag team champions, the Usos, Jimmy and Jey Uso versus the Street Profits. And this was WWE's favorite thing nowadays. We got a championship contender match. If the Street Profits beat the Usos, then they get a tag team title opportunity at the Extreme Rules pay-per-view. I hate championship contenders matches because let me set this record straight, Mr. Bruce Pritchard. Champions should not lose. Champions should never lose unless you're ready to have them drop the championship. Why do we need champions to look weak? Why do we need champion and challenger to be on an even plane going into a major pay-per-view fight? The champion should be here, and the challenger should be here. They should not be here. The challenger eventually will get there, and then that's when they should be on equal plane. And if the champion is ready to drop the title, then you give it to the challenger. What is so difficult about this? Championship contender matches legitimately make no fucking sense. They just scream illogical garbage. They scream, hey, we don't know what the fuck we're doing. We'll just put the pay-per-view match on tonight's show because we have no other options because we've run the well dry. Don't know why this match wasn't first at the pay-per-view. You know, the way to go about it is the Profits beat other tag teams in the division and then get the Usos. The Street Profits should not have to beat the Usos to wrestle the Usos for the title. It doesn't make sense. I fucking hate it. I absolutely fucking hate it. It's ridiculous. So we got this match. It was fine for what it was, but it really didn't accomplish anything. We got no winner. We got no winner here. No clean winner, anyway. So, Usos made their way to the ring, and Jimmy wondered why the Street Profits got involved in their family business last week. As you guys remembered, in the closing segment of the show was Balor and Reigns, and then the Usos jumped Balor, and then the Profits ran in to even the odds. So, the Street Profits here, they defeated the Usos via DQ. And they mocked the Usos, and they noted that they embarrassed them in front of Roman Reigns and the head of the table. Angelo Dawkins wondered if the Usos got a permission slip from Roman Reigns. And that's the way the match started. So Jimmy had the early advantage. Dawkins hit a dropkick and a twisting splash in the corner. Ford followed up with a standing dropkick, and that sent the Usos to the floor. Ford went for the crossbody off the apron, but the Usos caught him and slammed Ford into the barricade. So we got a small commercial break. The Usos were in control. Ford hit an enziguri on Jay. Ford went for the hot tag. Jimmy knocked Dawkins off the apron. Jimmy then missed a charge and went shoulder first into the ring post. Dawkins and Jay got the double tag, so 2 hot tags right into the match. Dawkins was in control for a little bit, but Jay took over. Usos climbed to the top rope. Dawkins fought them off. Ford got the tag again back in. Dawkins hit a nice-looking spine buster on Jay. Ford then hit a big splash off the top, but Jimmy broke up the pin. Jimmy then threw Ford into the ring post, not once, but twice. Suddenly, the referee called for a disqualification. And Michael Cole on commentary said the referee seemingly lost control of the match. It didn't seem too chaotic for me. It's just WWE pretty much telling you, hey, we're fucking clueless. We're going to give you this pay-per-view match on TV and then do it again on the pay-per-view because we don't know what the fuck we're doing. No reason why this match needed to take place if this was the desired outcome for Vince McMahon. A waste of everybody's time. So after the match, the Usos jumped Dawkins at ringside, beat him up. Ford then hit a crazy-looking dive onto the Usos, wiped them out. Ford seemed to land on his feet and on his head. And Dawkins and Ford jumped onto the announce table. They celebrated during the post-match festivities. So this match more than likely will take place at the pay-per-view. WWE just wanted to bust their load a little bit early. I hate when they do that. Makes no sense. In the back, we see Roman Reigns and Paul Heyman. So we get Kayla Braxton stopping Paul Heyman on his way to Roman Reigns. And she wanted to ask him about everything that's going on tonight, including Finn Balor and Roman Reigns in the main event for the Universal title. Heyman tells her a story and says to enjoy the moment. All of a sudden, we hear Brock Lesnar's theme music hit, and it's coming from Paul Heyman's phone. So Paul Heyman has Brock Lesnar in his iPhone, and Paul Heyman's ringtone for Brock Lesnar is Brock Lesnar's theme music. So Heyman says nothing. He shuts the sound off on his phone. Apparently, Lesnar is calling him, and he's embarrassed. He got caught off guard. He ignores the call, but Lesnar calls back again. So his phone rings again. Heyman takes the call. He starts stuttering. He's scared. He doesn't know what to say. And he notes that he doesn't have a lot of privacy right now, so he can't talk. Heyman then says he will deliver the message, whatever that message is. He goes to speak again, but he looks at his phone, and it looks like Lesnar hung up on him. So Lesnar didn't want to speak to him anymore. Braxton tells Heyman that she is definitely enjoying this moment. And Heyman turns around, bumps into a janitor. It's Big E, dressed as a janitor. He pulls out his Money in the Bank briefcase and laughs, taunting Mr. Paul Heyman. I do not like these Big E teases. I do not like these Big E teases. They're either setting Big E up to cash in and fail, or there is no other option. He's not beating Roman Reigns. I'm telling you right now. Big E is not beating and cashing in on Roman Reigns. That would be absolutely ludicrous. There's only one direction for Big E to tease Paul Heyman in regards to Roman Reigns. He cashes in and loses. I don't know why he just doesn't do it in Saudi against Goldberg or Bobby Lashley. In fact, I went over this last Monday on the post show. I don't have Big E cash in at all this year. I don't have Big E cash in at all on any road to WrestleMania. Why does he need to cash in? WWE has 12 months from the day that he won that briefcase to do with a contract, whatever he wants. Why does it have to be immediately? He just legitimately won that thing 2 months ago. So why are we going to do a cash in for Big E when it just isn't his time? I said this on Monday night. If you're going to do Goldberg and Bobby Lashley in Saudi, Bobby Lashley is inevitably going to win. Why don't you just do Bobby Lashley beating Bill Goldberg, Roman Reigns beating Brock Lesnar? You give us Brock Lesnar going away for a little bit. Who knows where his allegiance is and who knows what his desire is. You do Roman Reigns and Bobby Lashley. Brock Lesnar shows back up in Madison Square Garden, picks a fight with Bobby Lashley. You start setting the table for Bobby Lashley and Brock Lesnar for WrestleMania. And then after all of that is completed, you got 2 main events ready for WrestleMania. We don't know what The Rock is doing going into WrestleMania. The last I read, The Rock was not factored into plans going into WrestleMania. I think that's a crock of shit. I think a lot of people kind of uncovered that The Rock was going to be at Survivor Series in November. So now WWE is telling everybody, we don't got anything planned for The Rock. I think The Rock is going to go to Los Angeles and show up at WrestleMania 39. Not WrestleMania 38 in Texas. So I think that's WWE just reeling in all the rumors and just kind of playing their own narrative. Meanwhile, I think we all know that The Rock is scheduled to be at Survivor Series, or at least that's the last thing that I read. So they may want to dumb down that rumor. But legitimately, if you got Rock and Reigns and then Lashley and Lesnar, I mean, I can't think of a more perfect combination for a double main event for WrestleMania. That is WrestleMania. Right there. And WrestleMania is rumored to be 2 nights this year. 2 nights again, which should be the norm moving forward. Lashley and Lesnar main event night 1, and then Reigns and Rock main event night 2. Can you get any more perfect than that? And then when Lashley beats Lesnar, then you can have Big E cash in at WrestleMania. Simple. It's utterly brilliant. Why tease this now? Why tease Big E and Roman? When we all know Roman is not losing the title before he gets to Dwayne. It would be ridiculous. Why would you stifle such great momentum to take the title off of him only for him to win it back and then wrestle The Rock? That legitimately would piss me the fuck off. Legitimately would piss me the fuck off. So we'll see what happens. He's taunting Heyman with the Money in the Bank briefcase. So we go back out to live action, and out comes Becky Lynchburg. Fans are chanting for Becky. She recalls returning to SmackDown last week as champion. She said, I showed up for the first time in a year, and I didn't hear the "you deserve it" chants. So fans, like a bunch of sheep, chanted "you deserve it" at Becky. She mentions how she didn't get to talk about how good Belair is last week. Becky goes on praising Belair and says, we can imagine how excited she was to face Belair at SummerSlam. Becky says somehow, out of all of this, she's being portrayed as the bad guy. Becky says her return saved SummerSlam. Listen, I don't think anything could have saved SummerSlam. SummerSlam was a steaming pile of shit. And Becky Lynch beating Bianca Belair absolutely killed any desire for me to watch the rest of SummerSlam after that was the outcome that we saw. Becky Lynch has some balls to say that she saved SummerSlam. It's neither fact or true. It's ridiculous. Bullshit. When Sasha Banks went down, the powers that be called the man. She goes on about how Belair doesn't get to cry that Becky beat her too fast because she wasn't ready and Becky was. Becky says just because she hasn't played the game in a while doesn't mean she forgot how to. Becky says Belair can call her the EST of WWE and claim to be, but they both know she's a lie. Becky brags about how easily she ended Belair's title reign, and then once again out comes Bianca Belair, skipping, smiling, twirling her braid, and smacking her ass, as if she's not angry still about SummerSlam and the loss to Becky Lynch in 26 seconds. First of all, Becky Lynch's promo was fucking terrible. I'm letting you know this right now. Becky Lynch, I can't stand what they're doing with Becky Lynch. I can't. It comes off so fucking forced. It's not natural. It's not genuine. It's not cool. And that's some babyface reaction she got there, Vince. I thought this woman wanted to go heel. You're doing everything in your power to turn this woman heel, and nobody is showing you that they want to boo Becky Lynch. I'll say it again and again and again. This is a woman who requested a babyface turn into a heel. That's what she wanted for herself. She wanted to go heel. If she's got the power to get that granted, she's got the power to do that for herself and ask for herself in regards to that. She couldn't stick up for Bianca Belair and tell them, no, it's not my time to win the SmackDown Women's Championship. That would make me look like a greedy bitch. But she did it anyway. WWE's trying really, really, really hard to get Becky Lynch booed. It ain't working. She could say no all she wants. It ain't going to happen. Bianca Belair, on the other hand, she's now the number one contender. She beat Liv Morgan, Zelina Vega, who is a loser, and Carmella, who's also a loser, last week in a elimination fatal four-way. She comes out this week, who she should still be fucking pissed the fuck off about losing in 26 seconds. She comes out skipping. She comes out smiling. She comes out twirling her hair. And then she comes out smacking her ass on the ring apron as if nothing happened. This woman should not be doing any of that. There is a time and place, and I'm not a wrestling promoter. I'm not a wrestling fucking creative writer, but I know what looks good and what makes sense in the story that you're telling here. Bianca Belair should be fucking pissed. There's no reason to come out skipping. But WWE's got to portray this for the fucking kids and the geeks in attendance. Oh, look, Bianca Belair. Oh, look, her music. Oh, it's the EST. Oh, look, she's swinging her hair. The woman should emit emotion. She comes out almost unbothered that she lost in 26 seconds. If I'm Bianca Belair, I'm walking to the ring. I'm not skipping. I'm not twirling my hair. I'm not smiling. I'm not smacking my ass. It's fucking ridiculous. It's actually an insult to our intelligence. It's exactly what it is. How are you supposed to connect with Bianca Belair if she isn't showing you the proper human emotion? You look at that and you're saying to yourself, what a fucking idiot. What a complete blithering fool. That's real emotion? I can't get behind that, man. I'm sorry. I can't get behind that. And please, somebody explain to me how Bianca beating Becky, which we know is not going to happen, how Bianca beating Becky, for all the fucking geeks in the community, there's a story being told. What story? What story? The only story that remains is Bianca was buried at SummerSlam. I love if someone would tell me how this is going to be better than Bianca Belair winning the Royal Rumble, beating Sasha Banks for the SmackDown Women's Championship in the women's main event of WrestleMania. How is Bianca beating Becky going to be greater than beating Sasha in the main event of WrestleMania? Bianca beating Becky at a fucking D-level pay-per-view called Extreme Rules. I don't see how that's even fucking possible. People are ridiculous. Your opinion is a fucking... God, it makes me feel stupid to read this shit online. Nobody thinks before they type. Nobody. Pro wrestling fans, the shills, the commons, the casuals, their pro wrestling opinion is utterly ridiculous. They are the dumbest fucking people you can find anywhere on any social media platform. This is going to get Bianca Belair more over as a babyface. No, it's not, because Bianca Belair is a babyface and Becky Lynch is a bigger babyface that they're trying to make into a heel, and they won't turn her into a heel. This entire thing is a fucking failure. One big failure. Fans are chanting EST. Belair takes the microphone in the middle of the ring. She's facing off of Becky. Belair says the title was more to her than just a title. It was a part of her for months, and she etched her name into the history books of WWE. She accomplished so much, and she came so far, but lost it in 26 seconds. Wow. But that didn't stop you from skipping to the ring and twirling your hair and smiling and slapping your ass to the ring, as if nothing mattered. Now it matters because you're in the ring, right? She's not afraid to admit she's embarrassed, and she's still hurt, but she stands there because it's her truth. She says she will never make excuses for herself. Becky talks like she knows Belair, but no. Belair says she doesn't know her. Belair goes on and talks about how she will prove she's the best when she takes her title back. Let me tell you something, honey. You ain't getting that title back, especially against Becky Lynch. Becky wouldn't give her a rematch, and she just drops the microphone. She says, no. Becky Lynch, after all that she said about Bianca, and Bianca rebutted against Becky, Becky Lynch looks at Bianca Belair after she asked for a rematch, not at Extreme Rules. She wanted it tonight. She mentioned Roman Reigns. She's like, Roman Reigns is defending his Universal Championship against Finn Balor tonight. Why don't you do the Roman Reigns thing and defend your SmackDown Women's Championship? Becky Lynch said, I'm not Roman Reigns. No. And drops the microphone and walks out. Does WWE think that Becky Lynch dropping the microphone and being defiant, saying no, not being the fighting babyface champion that she is going to turn her into a heel? It's not going to work. That woman had fucking... Kevin Dunn was quick to pan to the fans, showing little children holding Becky Lynch signs. The man, Becky Lynch is my idol. I love Becky Lynch. He was quick to show that. No, but she's a heel, though, right? You're going to get this woman universally booed by the WWE Universe. Good luck. Absolutely good luck. Dolph Ziggler. Dolph Ziggler and Robert Roode, they're backstage walking. Ziggler walks by Toni Storm and stops. Do you blame him? I know, I don't. So Roode continues to walk to the ring. Ziggler's got a match coming up with Rick Boogs, but he stopped to talk to Toni Storm first. Ziggler offers Storm a ringside seat to watch his match tonight or be in his corner. Wow. What a fucking offer, man. My goodness. That'd be like me being asked if I wanted to join somebody to go watch, who the fuck do I can't stand listening to, man? You have a band that's fucking terrible. That'd be like me accepting tickets to go see Creed back in the day. Creed was awful. That'd be like me accepting tickets to go see Blink 182 in concert. Who the fuck wants to go to a Blink 182 concert? Not me. Not me. But Toni Storm says, thank you, but no thank you. You're a really nice guy, but I'm already rooting for Rick Boogs, she says. Ziggler says we're all kind of rooting for Boogs because he's a nice guy. But if you want to rethink that offer, I'll be out there and I'll catch you later, Dolph Ziggler says. So the extent of Toni Storm and her usefulness to SmackDown is in a segment with Dolph Ziggler, and she looked dumbfounded. First of all, she was looking down on an empty table. I don't know what she was doing standing there. I don't know what she was looking at. Clearly, she got lost. She was looking for catering. I heard that Titus was serving some wild fucking mushrooms in a nice buttery sauce, and something was grilled tonight, I think. Some chicken. I think there was a nice dessert as well, nice homemade cheesecake from Titus. I don't know what she was doing, but clearly she got lost. She was supposed to be in catering, but she found herself on TV somehow. This woman was called up from NXT, and she's laid dormant for about 6 weeks. This is now the 7th week that Toni Storm has been on SmackDown, and the best that they had for her was a segment being hit on by Dolph Ziggler. If that doesn't go to show you what WWE thinks about Toni Storm and her involvement in the women's division, I don't know what to tell you guys. But at least the milk cartons now do not need to feature a picture of Toni Storm on the back of them. Will she now be on next week's show from Madison Square Garden? Doesn't seem like it. Is she going to be missing for another 7 weeks? Why isn't this woman in the ring wrestling? Oh, that's right. There's no fucking division for her to wrestle. Give me a break. What a fucking joke. Why even bring her up? Why was she called up to the main roster if you only used her for a match against Zelina Vega and to be hit on by Dolph Ziggler? Absolutely ridiculous. So Rick Boogs versus Dolph Ziggler. Boogs catches a super kick, hits a big pump handle slam in the middle of the ring. 90 seconds does my boy Rick Boogs beat Dolph Ziggler. That was it. This was legitimately filler on an empty SmackDown show because the only thing worth anything was Roman Reigns and Finn Balor in the main event. After the match, the fans pop for Boogs. Boogs is over, man. Rick Boogs is getting over. I love when he's on the guitar to introduce Nakamura. He says, "My name is Rick." And then the crowd chants, "Boogs." And then he's got that very power metal-esque fucking voice, man. Love it. My boy Rick Boogs is doing his thing, man. Probably one of the most entertaining things on SmackDown. Adam Pearce and Sonya Deville approach Becky Lynchburg backstage and announced that she will defend against Bianca Belair at Extreme Rules. The contract signing for Lynchburg and Belair will happen next week live in New York City at Madison Square Garden. There you go. Nothing like a good old contract signing to get us to the Extreme Rules pay-per-view. That's also another ideology in WWE. Hey, we don't know what else to do. We got no division. We'll just do a contract signing and have it look like the rest of them. Seth Rollins versus Cesaro. This is a WrestleMania rematch. This actually wasn't bad at all either. This was actually very good. Match did not nearly go as long as their WrestleMania match, but Cesaro defeated Seth Rollins via disqualification. They were having a really good match, and the crowd was big time into Cesaro, which makes me wonder why he's been pushed back down the card and not main eventing for the Intercontinental Championship, or kind of in between the Intercontinental and World Championships. Guy is incredibly over, and I don't think he's really appreciated to a point where he should really be appreciated, Cesaro. He is very undervalued. Very undervalued. They were having a very good match. Caleb Braxton interviewed Seth Rollins before the match. Rollins claimed that tonight is a new beginning, and he's moving on from Edge, which we all know was not the case. He watched his SummerSlam match back several times and learned from his mistakes. He's going to use everything he's learned and promises to beat his old nemesis, Cesaro. So Cesaro caught Rollins midair and hit a tilt-the-world backbreaker for a very early advantage here. Cesaro followed up with some uppercuts at ringside. Rollins, he started to make a comeback, caught Cesaro with the dropkick. Cesaro fought back, hit a dropkick as well. Cesaro went for the giant swing. Rollins grabbed the ropes. Rollins then hit Edge's Impaler DDT for a near fall. We go to a commercial break. We're back. Cesaro rocked Rollins with some right hands. Rollins dropped him on the middle turnbuckle. Rollins climbed to the top rope, but Cesaro cut him off and went for a superplex. Rollins slipped out, hit a buckle bomb for a 2 count on Cesaro. Cesaro then rocked Rollins with some more uppercuts. Rollins came back and hit the Edge-O-Matic, another one of Edge's maneuvers, for a 2 count of his own. So not only did he hit the Impaler DDT that Edge uses, he hit the Edge-O-Matic as well for a 2 count. So he's stealing Edge's moves. He watched his SummerSlam match back to mimic Edge. It's sick. It's demented. It's crazy, but I like it. I do. This is breaking Rollins down and driving him fucking mad. I love it. This was the best storyline going into SummerSlam. And it continues to really be interesting with the way Rollins is acting after he lost, and Edge not really giving a shit, but being brought out because he's just sick and tired of this guy being a prick. This is some good shit. So after the Edge-O-Matic, Cesaro recovered and rocked Rollins with another uppercut in the corner. Lots of uppercuts here from Cesaro. Cesaro went for the giant swing, but Rollins rolled him up for a near fall. He went for a sling blade, did Rollins. Cesaro caught Rollins in the giant swing. Finally, Cesaro transitioned into the sharpshooter. Rollins made it to the ropes. Rollins rolled to the floor. Cesaro went for an uppercut on the floor, but Rollins blocked it with a chair, and that is what caused the disqualification. After the match, Rollins attacked Cesaro with the chair, broke a piece of it off, just like Edge was doing in his Money in the Bank feud with Roman Reigns. So he's watching Edge's matches and imitating everything Edge has done to at least try and gain an advantage over Edge. I like it. I don't like a lot of things, but I like it. I would not be surprised if this all is Edge's idea. I would not be surprised. So he broke the piece of the steel chair off. Rollins locked Cesaro in a crossface with the chair leg. And he released the hold and then hit the stomp. Rollins grabbed another chair and he was going for a concerto. Another one of Edge's signature moves. This time, Miles Kennedy and Alter Bridge hits the PA system. Out comes Edge. Ran out with a steel chair of his own to make the save. Edge got a massive reaction. Fans broke into a loud Edge chant, and Rollins ran through the crowd. Awesome. Really awesome stuff here by Edge and Rollins, man. Again, more than likely, we're going to get this match. I believe this match is happening at Madison Square Garden. They're really loading that show up. I figured that we would get a match at the pay-per-view, but we still may end up getting that. I think we're going to get something where Rollins gets his victory back over Edge in Madison Square Garden, and Edge gets the victory at Extreme Rules and puts him away for good. We will see what happens there, but the match is happening next week at Madison Square Garden, SmackDown. It's going to be great. I'm really, really enjoying what these two guys are doing right now on SmackDown. We go on from Rollins and Cesaro, and we go back to Roman Reigns and the Usos backstage in their dressing room. Reigns tells the Usos to stick to the script and the game plan. Usos leave, and Heyman tells Reigns, "Listen, please, my tribal chief, we have a problem." Reigns says, in a very laughing way, "I have no problems. I have no problems at all." He's about to smash Finn Balor. Heyman says they have a problem with Brock Lesnar. Reigns again laughs and says, "No, that's your problem, and I'm going to smash him when the time is right, too." Heyman says Lesnar will be at the SmackDown show from Madison Square Garden, and he knows this because Lesnar called him on his phone tonight for the first time in over a year. Reigns then asked if Lesnar is watching the show tonight. Heyman says Fox must be really big in Saskatchewan, where Brock Lesnar resides, in Canada. Reigns asks Heyman how he knows Lesnar is in Saskatchewan. Heyman says, "I don't know. Maybe Lesnar is in Minnesota." Reigns asks Heyman how he knows if Brock isn't here tonight. So I don't know what's going on with this, man. I like the little minor twists and turns as far as everything. 1 week, Paul Heyman, his family, said so by Roman Reigns, and now it seems like Roman Reigns is asking some questions about Brock Lesnar that Paul Heyman seems to be kind of wishy-washy on. So I'm not sure if Roman Reigns even fully trusts or believes Paul Heyman at this point. And he knows Paul Heyman is not going to do anything to betray his trust. What is Paul Heyman going to do? He's worried about Lesnar. It's going to be very interesting to see how this all comes into play next week. Next week should really be the next big step in the Roman Reigns and Brock Lesnar storyline going into the Crown Jewel show in Saudi Arabia. We got a white Rolls Royce arriving to the arena in Jacksonville, Florida tonight. Happy Baron Corbin hops out. He's in a good mood, and he thinks Megan Morant, the interviewer, is the valet, throws her the keys to the Rolls Royce and says, "Please don't scratch my baby." So we get a KO segment. Kevin Owens and Happy Corbin. Kevin Owens, man, he does nothing but nothing but KO shows. Now, I know Kevin Owens is probably enjoying the living shit out of what he's doing right now. He doesn't have to break his ass. He doesn't have to break his body. He's getting paid. But as far as a fan and a fan's perspective is concerned, I honestly think they are dropping the ball big time on Kevin Owens. I think Kevin Owens is very undervalued and underutilized. I think WWE is fucking clueless on what they want to do with Kevin Owens. Every single time Kevin Owens gets momentum, it's taken away from him. And they don't know what to do with him. Yeah, let's stick him in a feud with Sami Zayn. That's his best friend. They always work together. The Marks want a good match. Let's put him in a match in a feud with Sami Zayn. Tired of these KO shows, man. Commentary, KO shows, skits in the back. Kevin Owens deserves better, man. Kevin Owens deserves better. So we got this KO show with happy Baron Corbin. Corbin is out, sitting next to Owens. Corbin thanks Owens and says he wouldn't be here if it wasn't for Kevin Owens. Kevin Owens started all his good luck for happy Corbin. He brags about his $3,000 suit and his $47,000 white gold Rolex Pepsi dial Submariner. I know my watches, man. I used to sell them. Owens says Corbin isn't going to put any of this on him. Corbin asks Owens if he wants his $100 back, but he left his wallet in the Rolls Royce. Well, I mean, I don't think that's a good idea if you got Megan Morant hanging around back there, man. Your wallet may not be in the car when you get back to the car. Corbin mentions he has a special guest. Kevin Owens says, what? I didn't sanction a special guest for this interview. It's just you here. Corbin brings out Logan Paul, who gets booed from the Jacksonville crowd. Owens says he didn't invite Paul here because he wouldn't do that to the WWE Universe. Owens brings up how Paul and Corbin had issues during SummerSlam weekend, but they say they are friends now. They hung out in Vegas, and Corbin made a lot of money on Jake Paul's boxing win over Tyrone Woodley. Owens rips into Logan Paul, calling him and his brother Jake the biggest useless pieces of trash to ever step foot in a WWE ring. Logan Paul was about to offer Kevin Owens $100 and says, by the way you look tonight, Kevin, you could use this more than me. Owens doesn't need Paul's money. All he needs is Paul to turn around, leave the ring, and never show his face in WWE again. Fans are cheering this. Logan Paul shoves Owens. Owens drops the microphone, shoves Logan Paul back. Corbin ends up dropping Owens with a cheap shot with the microphone, delivers a chokeslam in the middle of the ring, and Logan Paul and Baron Corbin, happy Corbin, are standing over Kevin Owens as he lays flat on the mat. You're not going to believe what I'm about to tell you guys, man. I may have to take a sip of my cold beverage here before I kind of blow your mind. I'm actually enjoying Happy Corbin's gimmick. I know, man. I'm a little surprised myself. I'll tell you what. After all the shit that we've seen with Baron Corbin's been through a ton of different iterations of this Corbin gimmick. With King Corbin being the absolute drizzling shits, the worst one of all. I like this Happy Corbin gimmick because it's not necessarily different. It's a take on the $1 Million Man, Ted DiBiase. It's basically Cameron Grimes' gimmick from NXT, but Cameron Grimes is much more charismatic and much more identifiable than Baron Corbin. But Baron Corbin, Happy Corbin, I like it because this is exactly who Baron Corbin is. He's talking about stakes. He's talking about money. He's talking about watches. He's talking about cars. This is Baron Corbin. Baron Corbin has an extensive watch collection. Baron Corbin loves his barbecued meat. Baron Corbin loves his money. That's who Baron Corbin is. And I'm really enjoying the gimmick. I would go as far as to say this is the best version of Baron Corbin that we've gotten in WWE. And again, I'm going to blow your mind again. Logan Paul did not come off like I saw him during WrestleMania weekend. Oh my God, Logan Paul, this is bullshit. Why are they bringing this fucking no-name D-list celebrity to WWE? I dare anybody to tell me I'm wrong. The dynamic between Logan Paul and Happy Corbin tonight was great. In fact, it made me want to see Logan Paul and Happy Corbin together more. I know. It works. For some weird fucking reason, it works. And I would not be telling you this. I would not be lying to you. But there are things to like about it. You don't have to like it, but it's working for him. And Logan Paul is a known dick. The Paul brothers are known dicks, sarcastic dicks, flaunting their money around. It's a perfect combination for Happy Corbin. I wouldn't mind if we see more of it. I thought Logan Paul was great tonight. I really did. He got in Owens' face. He was a prick. He shoved Owens. He turned his hat backwards. He wanted to fight. He squared up to fight. I thought it came off very well. I really did. We see Carmella filming some sort of vignette backstage, and we hear this voiceover over Carmella. She's got wind blowing in her hair, and she's the most beautiful woman in all of WWE, and Liv Morgan is in the background laughing. Really? Are you serious about this shit? Just looking at Carmella, just dumbfounded over how ridiculous this vignette is. Sami Zayn versus Dominic Mysterio. This was very, very short. Bell rings. They go back and forth. This was actually a rematch from last week. Now, Ray is not out there immediately with Dominic Mysterio. So Dominic is out there by himself. Bell rings. They go back and forth. Sami gets sent to the floor. Dominic is looking for the 619 early. Sami backs up to the ramp. Looks to be walking out on the match, but Rey Mysterio chases him back into the ring. Dominic is telling his father, go to the back. I got this. I got this. All of a sudden, he eats a haluva kick off of the interference, quote unquote, from Rey, and that was it. Sami Zayn pins Dominic very quickly, and he gets another victory in just as many weeks, 2 weeks. 2 victories in 2 weeks for Sami Zayn over Dominic. They are clearly turning Dominic against his father, and like I said, a lot of people, they're expecting Dominic to turn heel here. I think if I'm WWE, I'm turning Rey heel. Nobody wants to see Dominic turn into a fucking heel. The real heat's going to come from the father when he abandons the son, not the son turning on the father. That's just expected. I want Rey to go heel. And then Dominic to be whatever. Leave him there. That's what needs to happen. Why are we going to turn Dominic? Who gives a shit? Who gives a shit about Dominic? Rey is the pivotal part of the story here. Turn him. Nobody's expecting that. Sami Zayn gets a victory. More filler. Rematches, rematches, rematches. Sonya Deville is backstage on her phone. She's talking to somebody about Super SmackDown next week for Madison Square Garden. Naomi is standing in the shadows. She walks up to Sonya Deville and interrupts and reminds Deville about last week when she told her that she could have a return match on SmackDown. Deville said, yeah, I forgot about it. Just slipped my mind. Remind me next week. Let's talk about it next week. So Naomi is not happy as Sonya Deville walks off. Universal title match. Finn Balor versus Roman Reigns is the main event of SmackDown tonight. Caleb Braxton is with Finn Balor back in Gorilla, and he gave his thoughts on tonight's title shot. Balor says he will answer the question of what would have happened if he never got injured in 2016. Meaning that he never lost the Universal Championship. Meaning that he's going to get his championship back that he never lost, is what he's saying. Balor versus Reigns, man, this was fucking awesome. I thought these two had one hell of a match in the main events, especially on a TV match. This went 11 minutes. I could have watched these guys go for another 10 or 11 minutes outright, 20 minutes. But that's what we're probably going to get at the pay-per-view. So Balor made his way to the ring, and Roman Reigns was not out yet, but Balor's out there. He gets jumped by the Usos. So the Usos are beating him up. They hit Balor with stairs into the rib cage. Jimmy went for the splash off the top, but the Street Profits ran out for the save. Street Profits chased the Usos through the back. Michael Cole and Corey Graves started to doubt Balor's physical capability of competing against the Universal Champion after he got attacked before the bell. So that is the story here. Reigns made his entrance. So Reigns was posing in the ring. The referee was asking Balor if he wanted to continue. Balor said he's good to go. Reigns attacked Balor in the corner, threw him across the ring. He was rocking Balor with some clotheslines in the corner. Balor fought back. He had a sling blade, but Reigns recovered quickly. We go to a commercial break. Balor avoided the Superman punch, but Reigns was still in control. Reigns rocked Balor with the right hand. Balor responded with some kicks to the head. Balor was making a big babyface comeback here on Reigns and hit a double foot stomp on the champion. Balor then trapped Reigns in the ring apron skirt and stomped on him, followed up with a huge dive, taking Reigns out on the outside. Reigns is back in the ring now. Balor's up top. He did Reigns, the coup de grace, and he hit the Superman punch for a very close near fall. Reigns went for the spear. Balor countered into a small package. That was the closest near fall of the night. Balor hit a shotgun dropkick. Reigns goes flying into the corner. Coup de grace up top. And he nails it. And he gets a 2 9/10 on the referee's 3 count, potential 3 count. But the thing is, when Reigns kicked out of the coup de grace, he accidentally, quote unquote, low-blowed Balor in mid-kickout. So his arm was draped in between Balor's legs on the pinfall attempt. He kicked out, and with the force of the kick out, his arm went right into Balor's privates. And it was a low blow. Was it intentional? Nobody knows. Corey Graves was like, was it intentional? Michael Cole said, but yeah, Roman Reigns has been known to do that to many opponents. That was awesome. That must have been a Paul Heyman touch right there. I loved it. So he kicked out with the low blow. He attacked Balor, locked in the guillotine, and that was it. Very, very good stuff. As Reigns walked off, the lights quickly turned red, and you hear the familiar heartbeat of the Demon Finn Balor's entrance. A lot of people were like, I thought that was Brock Lesnar. No. Brock Lesnar does not have heartbeats in his entrance. Brock Lesnar does not have red lights in the way that we saw tonight. That was absolutely 100% teasing the Demon Balor coming back to SmackDown. Because Balor, not only was he attacked during the match, or before the match, I should say, and he went into the match not at 100% because the Usos wanted to help Roman Reigns out, but Balor, he got low-blowed. He got fucked over. The referee didn't see it. Whatever Reigns did was intentional. It may have come off as accidental, but Reigns knew exactly what he was doing. That's what Reigns does. That's what a great heel does. Then we get the Balor demon tease at the end, and we're definitely getting this match at Extreme Rules. Now, a lot of people are asking, why Demon Balor? Finn needs to look strong, and he did. WWE did a very good job tonight. Paul Heyman and whoever came up, whoever produced this match, did a very good job at protecting Finn Balor tonight. He was attacked before the match, and he got fucked over with the low blow. Balor was protected. I think Finn Balor needs to be as strong as possible. I like what they're doing with him so far. I like the fact that WWE is going to the efforts of protecting him. I don't necessarily think that Finn Balor needs to channel the inner demon to win matches because he's good enough to win matches as his normal self. I never understood the demon. There's no glaring difference at all between Finn Balor the man and Finn Balor the demon. All it is makeup. He doesn't do anything differently. He doesn't really wrestle any different style. It's just Finn Balor with fucking makeup on. That's all it is. So why do we need the demon? It's not for Finn Balor, folks. Everybody thinks, well, if Balor loses clean to Roman Reigns, then it's definitely going to be the Demon. Who gives a shit what version of Finn Balor loses the match? Finn Balor is taking a loss, whether he's Finn or the Demon, to Roman Reigns. It doesn't matter. In fact, it actually makes it look worse if it is the Demon. Because he's channeling this inner fucking demon, and this is supposed to give him superpowers, and it's going to make him look worse when he can't get the job done under this persona. So I won't even bother doing it anyway. But WWE has no choice. They need to get you interested in the rematch again, and they can't give you Balor because he lost tonight, so they're going to give you the Demon instead. But the main reason why they're doing the Demon is because it's all a part of the Roman agenda. I don't mind this Roman agenda. I didn't like the old Roman agenda. This agenda is to constantly feed everybody to Roman Reigns. He's just going to add the Demon to the list. That's all this is. Bringing the Demon back is nothing more than feeding Roman Reigns a nice hearty snack before we go into the Saudi show and he takes on Brock Lesnar and smashes Brock Lesnar and beats Brock Lesnar for the Universal Championship. That's it. This is nothing more than enhancing Roman Reigns. He's conquered them all. Why not go after the beloved Demon that everybody wants to see back on the main roster? It's going to be great. If this was any indication about the type of match that these two are going to have at the pay-per-view, I'm for it. This was awesome. Madison Square Garden next week. We got Brock Lesnar's return. Edge goes one-on-one with Rollins. And Becky Lynch and Bianca Belair have a contract signing for Extreme Rules. So that is that. Let's check the chat before we get talking about AEW Rampage. We have... Whoa! I just seen my notifications, man. We got a $100 PayPal donation from Nicholas. Thank you so much, Nicholas. If you're watching the chat, bro, thank you so much, man. I appreciate you very much. And I got my boy Keith texting me saying Blink 182 is amazing, bro. The fuck is wrong with you, man? Blink 182 is amazing? What are we living in fucking what are we living in? Grade school days, bro? Come on. Blink 182 is amazing, man. On what planet? On what planet? I need music to have balls to it. Blink 182's got no balls. Anyway, I love you, man. I will get back to you as well. New York City, man, it's going to be crazy. We got Madison Square Garden with SmackDown. We got Grand Slam at Arthur Ashe Stadium in Queens. And AEW Rampage is on fire. Dynamite is going to be on fire next week. There's a lot of great stuff coming up, man. I'm very excited about all this stuff coming up. And AEW, man, it's going to be a pivotal moment in their history on Sunday night. I will be live with the All Out post show. Don't know if I'm going to go live on Sunday night, so I may do it on Monday afternoon so you guys can set your notifications, but should be awesome. Should be awesome. Let's check the chat. We got 2,100 people in the venue. I appreciate you very much. Hit that thumbs up, guys. We got 864 likes in the live stream chat. Make sure you guys go and hit that thumbs up, man. Let's try for 1,000. Super chats are open. Get them on in. And we'll hang out at the end of the show, man. Last call is not for another 20 minutes or so. So get them on in. Once again, friendly reminder, I will be in Chicago tomorrow afternoon. And we'll be doing the meet and greet, the VIP meetup with the Off the Script family getting together at Granite City Brewery. Make sure you guys show up, man. That's Granite City Brewery in Chicago. I will see you guys there 8 p.m. Saturday night. Should be awesome. Tonight's show is sponsored by Blue Chew. BlueChew.com. Code JD at checkout, man. Listen, fall is here, guys. And I know all of us are in need of a stiff breeze, if you catch my drift. Blue Chew is sponsoring today's show right here on Off the Script. Confidence can take you guys far in life, man. No matter what you do. Work, home life, in the bedroom. Especially when it comes up in the bedroom, man. You got to step up to the plate. You're going to need Blue Chew when that time comes. Blue Chew is a unique online service that delivers the same active ingredients as Viagra and Cialis, but in chewable tablets. And at a fraction of the cost, you can take them anytime, day or night. Plan ahead, be ready whenever that opportunity arises. Process is very simple. You guys are going to sign up at BlueChew.com. You're going to consult with one of their licensed online medical providers, and once you are approved, your prescription will be ready within days. The best part is it's all done online. So no doctor's visits, no waiting in line at the pharmacy, and no awkward conversations with anybody, man. Tablets are made in the USA, prepared and shipped direct to your door very, very discreetly. Now, they always say first impressions are important, but what about the lasting impressions, man? Blue Chew is where it's at. So if you guys could benefit from some extra confidence when it counts in the bedroom, why not try some Blue Chew? Special deal for our listeners today, man. BlueChew.com, code JD at checkout. All you guys have to do is pay the $5 shipping and handling. Once again, that's BlueChew.com, code JD at checkout. I want to thank them for once again supporting the podcast right here for the SmackDown and Rampage post show on Off the Script. AEW Rampage, the final stop before AEW All Out on Sunday, September 5th. We got Darby Allin versus Daniel Garcia. We got Malakai Black versus Lee Johnson. Miro and Eddie Kingston have a pull-apart brawl. And we got a 2-on-1 handicap match with Kris Statlander and Jamie Hayter, Rebel, Dr. Britt Baker's camp. Decent show tonight. Let's start at the top, though. Malakai Black and Lee Johnson. I said this before. I'm going to say it again briefly. Malakai Black and what he's doing and his presentation, his feel, his look. He brings a sense of importance to AEW, man. These are the types of guys that we need in AEW. They are going to make the show that much more legitimate. And I love it. He's done everything great. They've gotten his entrance right. It is fucking great. He sits there in the white spotlight. You see nothing but his shadow. He's wearing this really creepy fucking goat's mask or this devil mask. Looks legitimately like he's coming out of the fucking pits of hell, man. It's awesome. Then he walks, he gets up like a creature in the night, and he walks to the ring, and he looks at the crowd with the black light just emanating and the shadow of his figure just staying there on the top rope. Everything about it is perfect. They made this guy into a main event guy after night one. Night one. I've been loving what they're doing with this Nightmare Family storyline. He beat Cody Rhodes. He beat the shit out of Brock Anderson, knocked Arn's head off. Now he's going after Lee Johnson. Now he's going after Dustin. This clearly is bringing back Cody Rhodes when his time to come back is here. Right now he's filming Go Big Show, that show on TBS that he's a part of, that he did with Snoop Dogg last season, but Snoop Dogg's not a part of this season. But this is eventually going to bring Cody Rhodes back. And we're going to get that second match between Cody and Malakai. It's going to be great. The storytelling in this match was awesome, man. The back and forth between these two. Johnson kind of, not being intimidated, but trying to play it smart. How to attack. He wasn't afraid, which was great. You got to give Lee Johnson some credit. I think he played a great part in this Malakai Black story tonight in this match. So Black stalked Johnson in the corner right away. Johnson avoided a spinning kick and a knee strike before surprising Black with some back elbows. So this obviously started to anger Black, and he took Johnson down with a leg sweep, which looked great, attacked him in the corner, and Black was in control. Johnson made a babyface comeback. After a commercial break, he took Black down with a back elbow before smashing him with a big tope that nearly almost took himself out. Awesome stuff. Johnson kept up the attack with the frog splash, which looked very nice. Black countered out of a follow-up and punted Lee Johnson's head into the fifth row. I think I still see it rolling as we speak. Awesome, awesome stuff. Black laid in a nice strike combination on Lee Johnson in the corner. Then he goes outside and lifts the ring skirt up. He looks underneath the ring. He's looking for a steel chair. Black grabbed the chair, looked like he was about to use it. Then he dropped it in the ring. This is what I'm talking about as far as how great he is, man. He dropped the chair in the ring. Rick Knox, the referee's like, put it down, put it down, put it down. He didn't try to take it from him. Malakai put the chair down. He gave it to Lee Johnson. He turns his back. He puts his arms out and says to Lee Johnson, I want you to hit me with this steel chair. Show me. Hit me with the steel chair. So he was giving Lee Johnson a free shot to use the steel chair as a weapon. Johnson stood up. He was wobbly, selling the effects of the attacks earlier from Aleister Black. He stands up. His knees are bent. He's holding the chair. Black spins, kicks him in the face. Sin Eater, right to Lee Johnson. He falls down like a sack of potatoes. 1, 2, 3, and Malakai Black gets the victory in a very good match with Lee Johnson. After the match, Dustin Rhodes ran out, grabbed the chair, and chased Black off. I was hoping that Black would be on the pay-per-view for All Out. I really wanted to see Black on pay-per-view at All Out, but I'm not going to complain. We're getting the Dustin Rhodes match. This is eventually going to lead to a Cody Rhodes match. And I'm liking what we're seeing here, man. With everything that they're doing with Malakai Black, it's just been picture perfect. So, Dustin Rhodes after the match. Mark Henry standing there with Dustin Rhodes. Dustin wants a match with Malakai Black this Wednesday on Dynamite. Dustin says for years he's lived in the darkness, and Black doesn't scare him. He thrives in the darkness, and he wants to put a stop to Black's maddening attack on his family. That was it. Dustin Rhodes, always a great promo. This clearly is leading to Cody Rhodes. I don't know why Cody would come back and beat Black. I hope that somebody, Cody, TK, hopefully both of them know. And if Cody doesn't know, I hope TK knows. I hope Tony Khan knows. Malakai Black should not lose. There is absolutely no way it would make any sense at all for Cody Rhodes to come back and beat Malakai Black. He doesn't need it. Malakai should destroy everybody in the Nightmare family. That is it. He's destroyed Arn. He's destroyed Brock. He's destroyed Lee Johnson. He's going to destroy Dustin, and he should take care of Cody Rhodes. That doesn't mean Cody can't go down fighting. It doesn't have to last 3 minutes like the last match they had. Cody Rhodes should not win. It doesn't make sense. Why does Cody Rhodes need to win? Because his family's being threatened by Malakai? Good. This is how stars are created. Momentum, consistency, legitimacy. He took out the whole Nightmare family. What makes you think that he's not going to do the same to the next fucking people he feuds with? Everything needs to matter. Take one out, go to the next. Continue it. Clearly, you got a plan in place for him to be at the top, and before you know it, he will be there. Having him lose to Cody will derail him. Don't. Miro. He was in the ring, standing in the ring, spotlight over him. Miro tells Eddie Kingston ahead of their title match on Sunday, which I'm very much looking forward to, that he acknowledges Kingston's struggle to get to AEW. However, he thinks he's gotten soft now that he stands behind Jon Moxley. Kingston runs out. Kingston informs Miro that his God sent him here to bulldoze his legacy. Miro warns if Kingston dares step foot in this ring, he won't be standing come Sunday. Kingston doesn't care. He runs in anyway, and he mentions something about these nuts. Or something along the lines of his God could get these nuts or something like that. I forgot what it was or exactly what he said, but I'm assuming that's going to be on a t-shirt within the next 48 hours, and it'll be a #1 seller on Pro Wrestling Tees. So he gets into the ring, and Kingston slides into the ring. Miro retreats to the outside. Kingston gets whacked with the TNT title belt. They make their way back into the ring. Kingston hits a beautiful DDT on Miro that laid him out. Laid him out in the ring, and that is the story. Eddie Kingston's going for the neck. Eddie Kingston's going for the DDTs. He's going for the Saito suplexes. He's going for those back suplexes. He wants to break Miro's neck. That's his weak spot. But with Kingston leaving Miro laying out on his back tonight, doesn't really bode well for Eddie Kingston. Miro's not losing that TNT championship to Eddie Kingston, and Miro should get the decisive victory over Eddie Kingston on Sunday. Kris Statlander versus Rebel and Jamie Hayter. So this was fine. Kris Statlander was always going to win this match because she has a match on Sunday at the pay-per-view, and in no way, shape, or form should she be losing. Hayter started out with some lockups against Statlander. We got some hair pulling that allowed Hayter to pull Statlander into her corner where she and Rebel attacked. Double team with frequent tags back and forth. So we got a suplex from Rebel. Looked like a suplex. I don't know what the fuck it was, but it looked sloppy. Some weak kicks from Rebel. Don't really like Rebel in the ring. I don't think she's good at all. I much rather would have seen Statlander versus Jamie Hayter. But we needed Jamie Hayter to obviously be in this thing to give any sort of credibility to a match with Kris Statlander, because Rebel wasn't going to be it. And if Statlander was going to win, she wasn't pinning Jamie Hayter. She was going to pin Rebel. So that's why she was there. So Rebel allowed Statlander to fire up, dropping Hayter onto her. And Statlander hit repeated corner attacks, followed by a forced double-team flatliner on Rebel for 2. Statlander clotheslined Hayter off the apron, got Rebel in the electric chair. She then caught Hayter in a crossbody, hitting an impressive power slam and electric chair drop on both women. A roll-up from Statlander got 2. She then locked in a spider crab submission for the win. And that was pretty much it. That is pretty much it. Rebel tapped out. And that's the only reason why she was in this match. She will go toe-to-toe with Kris Statlander at the All-Out pay-per-view for the AEW Women's Championship. Britt Baker and Jamie Hayter circled around Statlander. Red Velvet came out to even the odds and back up Kris Statlander. We hear from Daniel Garcia with 2.0 guaranteed. Garcia is going to do some damage on Darby Allin tonight. Allin thinks this match with Garcia will help him prepare for his career-defining match against CM Punk on Sunday. Before the main event match, CM Punk comes out. He is jumping into the fans. I don't know if you guys saw it tonight. Some geek in the front row where CM Punk dove into the fans offered CM Punk an alcoholic beverage. CM Punk and the look that CM Punk gave this guy was fucking classic. He looked at him and gave him the, "Are you fucking kidding me?" look. No. And then the guy laughed and he went to go high-five his buddy that was sitting behind him. Fucking dumbass fans, man. That's what happens during a wrestling weekend in Chicago. Everybody's going to be fucking drunk and acting a fool. Darby Allin with Sting versus Daniel Garcia. We got 2.0 back on television. I like them, man. I'm liking them more and more. And I'm liking this pairing with Daniel Garcia. So we have a great match here. We really have a great match here. Darby Allin shoves Daniel Garcia into the corner at the start. After both men go for a lockup, Garcia lays some heavy forearms in on Darby Allin. Allin returns with some offense of his own. They go to the outside. Now, Garcia evades an attack from Darby Allin. Allin runs over to Garcia and literally crashes into the timekeeper's area, into the barricade, landing on his fucking head on the outside. He's playing slip and slide with the timekeeper's table. The man just doesn't give a shit about himself. So Sting is on the outside. He finds 2.0, sneaking their way over to get some cheap shots in on Darby Allin. Sting wipes both of them out. Back in the ring, Garcia drags Allin back into the ring. He recovers, does Darby, and looks for a Fujiwara armbar. Garcia finds the bottom rope very quickly to break that hold. They're on the outside again. Allin slams Garcia's arm onto the top of the steel stairs. Garcia then sends Allin crashing to the mat with a huge superplex. He looks for a cover. Allin kicks out. And then we have Daniel Garcia in control during a commercial break. We're back from commercial break. Allin keeps Garcia in the corner with some nice back elbow smashes. Garcia escapes and applies a rear naked choke. Allin, with the hold still locked in, climbs to the top, and they're both tumbling down from a coffin drop. Back from a vertical base, Allin pulls out he actually pulls out a Punk move from CM Punk's playbook, and he does a Pepsi twist on Garcia, which left CM Punk very impressed. He even said, well, he does it better than I do. I like it. He's learning. He knows what to do going into Sunday. Punk gives Allin a clap on commentary and tells the guys on commentary that Allin did the move better than he did. Back in the ring, Allin applies a backslide for a 2 count. Allin twists Garcia up in the Last Supper pinning combination. 1, 2, 3, and Darby Allin gets the victory. Of course he does, on his way to his mega match with CM Punk on Sunday at All Out. After the match, 2.0 dragged Darby Allin out of the ring. They quickly beat him down as soon as the pinfall was counted. CM Punk charges down to the ring. Allin runs the ring and wipes 2.0 out with a suicide dive, landing right in front of CM Punk. Darby Allin and Punk have a stare down as the show goes off the air. And that was pretty much everything on Rampage tonight, man. It was solid. The execution of it was good. It got the job done. It told whatever they needed to do going into the pay-per-view. Some good stuff. Some good stuff, man. Rampage was awesome tonight. SmackDown was okay, because we had Roman Reigns and Finn Balor. When Roman Reigns wrestles on SmackDown, you know it's going to be important. And he obviously retained the Universal Championship tonight on SmackDown. We got some good stuff with Cesaro and Seth Rollins as well. Edge and Seth Rollins seemingly continuing their feud. And we got Brock Lesnar showing back up on SmackDown next week, coming to you from Madison Square Garden. Guys, thank you so very much for all of your support, man. 2,100 in the venue tonight. Kind of a slow night for a Friday night. But I appreciate you hanging out with me and making me the #1 podcast in the IWC live tonight. As always, make sure you guys go and check out all the other content on the channel that is live on the homepage right now. Follow me on social media at JD from NY206. That is on Twitter and Instagram. Hit that subscribe button down below. Again, turn on the bell for notifications and hit that thumbs up, man. Let's try for 1,000 likes before we get on out of here tonight and fly out to Chicago in the morning. Patreon.com if you guys want to support. Patreon.com/JD from NY206. Go get your t-shirts. I pinned one of my favorite t-shirts from the shop in the chat. Go get your t-shirts on bonfire.com. Everything you need is linked underneath the video player. Click the shirt you want. It'll take you right to bonfire.com. And go check out Blue Chew, man. BlueChew.com. Use code JD at checkout to get your free sample of the service. Let's start at the top with these super chats, man. We got D Bastardo with a $5 super chat. Too many impotent shows, no excitement, and no happy ending. McMahon's impotence has spread to his brain and Bruce Pritchard. JD, they need your energy. They also need my fucking brain and intelligence. I keep telling them. Nobody cares. Nobody cares. Thank you, Bastardo. I appreciate you, bro. Michelle Moran with a $2 super chat. Could we possibly see Roman and the Demon at the pay-per-view? Yes. That's what they are building towards. DV Acme with a $2 super chat. Eddie Kingston said, redeem D's nuts. That better be made into a t-shirt. Yes, it will be. I'm sure it will be on the shop within 48 hours. CM Punk, by the way, sold over 100,000 t-shirts the night of his debut on Pro Wrestling Tees. But I heard he wasn't a needle mover. Bro. Susan D'Ambrosio with a $5 super chat. JD, have a safe trip to Chicago and have fun, especially at All Out. And get Jesse his meet and greets. Thank you, Susan. I appreciate you. Francisco Coronado becomes a new member in the venue. Thank you, brother. What are you drinking? You're sitting VIP with me back there, bro. Dwayne Cruz with a $4.99 super chat. Give Daniel Garcia 5 to 10 years. He's going to be a must-see. The kid can wrestle. Holy crap. He can wrestle. He's very good. And I like him with 2.0, man. I'm thinking that group is... When a trios championship is introduced, man, I'd love to see them win it. I really would. Tony Brown with a $4.99 super chat. Glad I have you, my friend. I did the old dude thing, nod, woke up. When Rampage was over, I totally must listen to you, young man. Do your thing. I appreciate you, Tony Brown. I appreciate you, brother. Jaden Gilliam with a $1.99 super chat. Got my JD Club shirt this AM. Absolutely love it. Happy to hear it, Jaden. Go get your t-shirts, guys. Bonfire.com. Michelle Moran with a $5 super chat. Rampage was decent tonight. More build to the pay-per-view. Rampage replaces SmackDown as the show to watch. SmackDown was trash tonight. Logan Paul. Roman getting stale. Fuck Vince McMahon. I actually enjoyed Logan Paul's involvement with Happy Corbin. And Roman is fucking awesome. And his match with Balor was great. Jaden Gilliam with a $1.99 super chat. Happy that me and D. Garcia are both from Buffalo, New York. Is Danny Garcia from Buffalo, New York? That's great. Happy to see a New York guy succeeding on AEW. Michael Raymond with a $5 super chat. Goon. Well, JD, Vince is in the building, Biggie. Or Vince is building Biggie into a new star. And then JD says, all Biggie does is cosplay as a janitor and maniacally laugh at Heyman. Is this getting over? No. No. David Z in the chat says, hey, JD, how can we RSVP to hang out at the brewery tomorrow? Just show up. Just show up. 8 p.m. I'll probably be there around that time. I like to be casually late. Michael Raymond, thank you, brother. Also, with another $2 super chat, Riddle is the alpha and Chad to end Roman's reign. No. Chad Gable's not ending Roman Reigns' reign. Prince with a $4.99 super chat. What's up, JD? Maybe we can finally get a story with Naomi. Sonya vs. Naomi sounds good if done right. I don't trust WWE with anything regarding Naomi. Rick O'Shea with a $4.99 super chat. Give Corbin the Stain again. Have vignettes where the Stain is talking to him and convincing him to break the law, then puts him on trial before JBL. What is this, Family Guy? Reminds me of the fucking episode where Kris Griffin had a fucking pimple telling him to do all these bad things. No. Mr. Cake with a $5 super chat. Becky is a heel, but she's 100% right. All the flips in the world mean nothing if you're an experienced technical wrestler. Becky Lynch also can't cut a promo and keep my interest. That promo tonight by both her and Bianca were fucking awful. Hologram with a $5 super chat. Just thinking, Samoa Joe gets released by Vince & Company. Triple H rehires Joe and he's NXT champion. What a coincidence. Vince is taking over now. Rest in peace, Joe. Bro, when Vince realizes that Samoa Joe is NXT champion, forget about it. It's all over. That's why you got Tommaso Ciampa saying that he's looking forward to the new vision of NXT. I think he's looking forward to keeping his job. Zach JD with a $1 super chat. Why are you shy, bro? Go give it to the bartenders. They're fucking keeping this place clean for you and serving your drinks ice cold. I don't need it. Michael Raymond with a $5 super chat. Rick O'Shea, I like that idea. What if the Stain convinces him to burn down a famous footwear and frame RK Bro for it? Compelling episodic television. You guys are fucking crazy, man. Zach JD with a $5 super chat. That's more like it, bro. What's up, JD? Do you think MJF losing this Sunday would hurt his momentum? Whether he wins or loses, who do you see him feuding with next? MJF should win. Do I think he wins? That's another story. I don't know. Like I said on Wednesday, I think it's a little unpredictable as far as that is concerned. But Jericho did put the career on the line. We know Jericho's not going anywhere. Crazy. Vince McMahon, $2 super chat. Bruce is eating all the food and catering. Help me. I'm sorry about that, Vince. That's your problem, not mine. Bill Cosby with a $2 super chat. This show sucks and makes me miss prison. Thank you for the super chat, Bill Cosby. The Scorpio Prince with a $5 super chat. Edge will burn Rollins' face at Extreme Rules, and the transformation will be complete for Rollins to become Vega from Street Fighter. I thought you were going to say Two-Face from fucking Batman. Mr. Cake with a $5 super chat. Becky has said in interviews that she doesn't have any kind of power. It's the Shayna situation all over again. Becky has power, man. That woman can commit murder backstage. Issa, I haven't packed yet either, man. Listen. I gotta pack up this soundboard. I gotta pack up this microphone. I gotta pack up this camera. I gotta pack up this green screen behind me. I'm fucking tired, man. I gotta be up at 8:30. And I have to I gotta pretty up the podcast for tomorrow because it's already uploaded. She has a lot of power backstage, man. Becky Lynch can do whatever she wants. King Mo with a $4.99 super chat. At this point, I expect trash from this company. I love Toni. She's remarkable. Too bad she's employed by this company. They'll screw her up too. Of course they will. They have already done so. They've already ruined Toni Storm, man. Rick O'Shea with a $1.99 super chat. I miss when Cesaro wore his dad's suit to the ring. He did look sharp in that suit, I must admit. Kevin Dunn with a $2 super chat. JD, can we be friends? I'm sorry my teeth are so big. No. I will not be friends with somebody that looks like a fucking beaver. Mr. Cake with a $2 super chat. Juice ain't gonna like that, Ziggler. Bro, Dolph doesn't give a fuck about the juice, man. Come on. You got Toni Storm standing in the back by herself, man. He doesn't give a shit about Juice. He didn't give a shit about John Cena. He kept hitting on Nikki Bella all the time. He don't care. Dolph is a savage, man. Hooligan with a $5 super chat. JD out here sounding like Raging Girl Gamer. You're flagged in your own establishment, bro. Uber that ass home, my guy. Happy Corbin. Fuck out of here. I like it, man. I gotta like something on this show. Demeter, I got your missus, and I don't care, bullying. With a Australia mate. $2.99 super chat. He says, OJD, me and Triple H versus you and Crocodile Dundee at the pool. I don't know where these super chats are coming from, man. I got Vince McMahon, Demeter, I got your missus, and I don't care, bullying. Kevin Dunn, Bill Cosby. I got Brock Lesnar super chatting me $2, man. Sable is such a freak. She loves to ride it. Sable can get D's nuts, says Brock Lesnar. What is going on here tonight, man? Kevin Dunn with a $2 super chat. I want JD in a Falls Count Anywhere match at WrestleMania. Sorry, bro. I'll get you a new toothbrush for Christmas, man. I'll put some mouthwash in your stocking stuffer. Francisco Coronado with a $5 super chat. I would have Malakai win versus Cody again, and in a year, or more. Have Malakai win the TNT title and Cody works up the ranks and finally gets the win. Bro, Cody should not be winning any fucking championships. Why do we need Cody as the TNT champion? Saints 2025 with a $4.99 Super Chat. CM Punk and Malakai Black could have one hell of a rivalry. Yes, they could. I'm sure Malakai would bring up the fact that he's straight edge, too. JD23 with a $4.99 Super Chat. Whoever beats Roman should be built up with consistent wins going on a streak of their own until they run into him. Who could they do that with? I don't know. They're not doing it with anybody, man, because that person doesn't even exist. Consistent and wins in WWE in the same sentence? Bro, what do you think you watch? AEW? Come on, man. Sunny Impact with a $2 Super Chat. I think we get an Anaconda device for the win Sunday. I think we get a GTS. I would have not had the GTS happen on Dynamite. I would have saved that for the pay-per-view, but I'm not TK, bro. And John Michael Channer with a $1.99 Super Chat. Don't forget about the guys' GoFundMe from Wednesday, OTS. I gotta remember that, man. I forgot my boy. I forgot Lord, man. I'll put it in the comment section. I'm gonna pin his GoFundMe at the comment section, man, at the top. I'm gonna pin that. You guys can check that out for yourselves. I'm gonna pin that. Check it out and go support Lord for his GoFundMe page, man. I'll talk about that on Monday Night Raw. That's my biggest audience. We'll do some damage with the GoFundMe on Monday. The Beaver with a $1.99 Super Chat. You seen any good wood lately? Yeah, in my pants. Your mother said it was great. Furious Nation with a $10 Super Chat. What's up, JD? I know I haven't done this in a while, but glad to be here once again. I'm very anxious to see what happens with NXT in the coming weeks, man. Sasha is also advertised for MSG this week. Yeah, she was also advertised for SummerSlam, and you see how that worked out, bro. WWE knew she wasn't available 8 days before SummerSlam, and they still advertised her. Bill Cosby with a $2 Super Chat says, free R. Kelly. Fuck that womanizer, man. And fuck that fucking pedophile. He's a fucking piece of shit. That child rapist, man. Get him out of here. All right, guys. I'm getting out of here, man. I'll be in Chicago tomorrow afternoon. If I see some of you about, I'll have my Braves hat on. You know where to find me, man. Granite City Brewery, tomorrow night, 8 p.m. Schaumburg, meet and greet, VIP get-together. It's going to be awesome. Hit that thumbs up down below. Turn on the bell for notifications. Hit that subscribe button down below. Go get your t-shirts. Go check out Blue Chew. Francisco Coronado. I'm not reading that super chat, but thank you for the $2. Eve Marie to AEW, bro. What are you, on drugs? Guys, I'm getting out of here, man. I need 2 things from you before I fly out to Chicago in the morning. Number 1, I need those guitar emojis in the chat. Number 2, I'm taking my cold beverage, hopping in the Mustang. Edgar Estrada with a $100 super chat. Yo, my favorite goon of the hour is finally here. Missed you all week. Live, but want to show you some love, brother. Enjoy the weekend at Chi-Town. Love you, JD. Turn that music on max, motherfucker. I'm getting out of here. Edgar, I love you, brother. I'll see you guys tomorrow in Chicago for AEW.